You've finally seen them for what they are. Maybe you stopped responding. Maybe you set a boundary. Maybe you simply said, no. And something shifted. The person who was always calm, always composed, always so reasonable, suddenly wasn't. What you witnessed in that moment wasn't an accident. It wasn't a breakdown. It was a system failing. When a narcissist loses control, they follow a very specific, very predictable pattern. And once you know what to look for, you will never be caught off guard again. Narcissistic control is not about love or loyalty or genuine connection. It is about supply. The narcissist requires a steady stream of attention, admiration, and power over the people around them. When that supply is threatened, when you pull back, push back, or simply stop complying, the architecture of their control begins to collapse. What follows is not random emotion. It is a series of calculated, instinctive responses designed to do one thing: get you back under control. Here are the 5 things that happen, in order, when a narcissist loses their grip. The first response is almost always rage. Not irritation, not frustration. Rage. Completely disproportionate to whatever you did or said. You canceled plans, and they responded as if you'd destroyed their life. You asked a simple question, and suddenly you were being screamed at, insulted, or subjected to a coldness so absolute it felt like a punishment. This is called narcissistic rage, and it has a very specific purpose. The rage is not about what you did. It is about what your action represented, a threat to their control. The explosion is designed, consciously or not, to shock you back into submission, to make you so afraid of their anger that you never dare challenge them again. Many people immediately apologize, immediately try to calm things down, immediately take back whatever they said or did. That is exactly what the rage is designed to produce. If the rage doesn't work, and sometimes it doesn't, the narcissist moves to their second weapon. They start talking about you to everyone. Before you've had the chance to process what happened, before you've told a single person your side, they've already been to your friends, your family, your colleagues, painting a picture of you as unstable, ungrateful, abusive, or mentally unwell. This is called a smear campaign, and the timing is always deliberate. They move first because they know what's coming. They know that once you start talking, people will believe you. So they preemptively destroy your credibility. They turn your support network into theirs, leaving you isolated, confused, and desperate to defend yourself. Here is what makes it so effective. They tell people things that are close enough to the truth to be believable. They take your real flaws, your real struggles, your real mistakes, and weaponize them without context. By the time you speak, they've already written your character for you. This is the most dangerous phase, and the one most people are not prepared for. After the rage, after the smear, suddenly they change. They become the person you first met, the person you fell for, the one who was kind, attentive, understanding. They apologize, sometimes with more sincerity than they've ever shown. They acknowledge what they did. They say they've been thinking about things. They say they want to be better. This is called a hoover, named after the vacuum cleaner because its purpose is to suck you back in. The hoover works for one reason. It feels real. The warmth feels real. The apology feels real. The hope it creates feels real. But here is what is also real. The pattern. The rage, the smear, the hoover. And then, once you return, the slow return to exactly how things were before. The hoover is not a change. It is a tactic. And it works most powerfully on the people who loved them most. If you are in this phase right now, hear this clearly. The person apologizing to you is not the person who will exist once you go back. If the hoover fails, if you hold your ground, the narcissist moves to one of their most psychologically sophisticated tools. They become the victim. Suddenly, you are the abuser. You are the one who has been cruel, manipulative, and unreasonable. Everything they did to you, every manipulation tactic, every lie, every act of cruelty, gets projected directly back onto you. Psychologists call this DARVO. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. They deny what happened. They attack your version of events, and then they reverse the roles entirely, casting themselves as the victim of your behavior. This is devastatingly effective because it exploits your empathy. You're a person who doesn't want to hurt anyone. When someone tells you that you've been hurting them, even if it isn't true, a part of you wants to believe it, wants to fix it, wants to take responsibility. That instinct, which is healthy in any normal relationship, becomes a weapon in theirs. When you find yourself apologizing for things you didn't do, you are in DARVO. When nothing else works, when the rage didn't scare you back, the smear didn't isolate you, the hoover didn't pull you in, and the DARVO didn't make you doubt yourself, they discard you. And they do it with a coldness that will take your breath away. The person who told you they loved you, who said you were the most important person in their life, who made you feel, at the very beginning, like you had finally found something real. Gone, as if you never existed. Often replaced, immediately, publicly, with someone new. The discard is designed to feel like a punishment, like proof that you were nothing to them, like confirmation of every insecurity you ever had. But here is what the discard actually is. It is an admission that they have no power over you anymore, that their tactics have failed, that you, for the first time, won. The discard is not the end of you. It is the end of their control over you. 5 phases, each one more calculated than it appears. Rage to scare you, smear to isolate you, hoover to retrieve you, DARVO to confuse you, discard to punish you. None of this is chaos. None of it is out of control, despite how it looks. It is a system, and you have just learned how it works. The most important thing I can tell you is this. If you recognized yourself in any part of this video, if you are somewhere in this cycle right now, the fact that you can see it clearly is not a small thing. Most people never get here. Most people spend years inside this pattern without a name for what it is. You have a name for it? Now. That changes everything. If this video helped you understand something you've been living through, share it with someone who needs to hear it. It might be the most important thing they see today. And if you want to go deeper into how narcissists think, why they became this way, and what the science of the dark triad actually tells us, subscribe. That is exactly where we're going next.